Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be talking about LAC. So this is an update to my previous video. If you'd like to watch it, it's in the description below. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help the channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on. I'm going to go through technical analysis, news, and what I think about this company in terms of prediction for the next price movement. At any point, if you feel you're missing on the technical analysis, you'll find technical indicators playlist in the description below to explain each of them and what they mean. Let's jump right into it. So on a 1 week perspective, what we get to see here on the MACD is that it has gone towards perhaps a negative trend and then got reversed right back on towards a positive MACD. What we get to see here is 25 million in volume that increased up from where it was around lower millions, around 5 million, and then jumped up to 80 million this week. Now on the William percent R, this looks like incredibly overbought. ADX though shows a very strong trend. From 50 is where you expect reversals to be here, and you get to see on momentum it looks incredibly strong. Unbalanced volume, it's at an all-time high, but you get to see on moving averages 10 SMA is above 30 MA. Amazing. It's above the trading action zone. That means if it does dip all the way down to 631, it's highly likely to see a reversal. And you get to see a golden star brewing where the 50 SMA, the purple line, and you can't see it here just because it's very close to one another, is crossing 200 SMA line, the blue line, and that's a golden star. That's an incredibly bullish move. Now, if we were to look into a 1 hour perspective, what we get to see here is an MACD that has gone negative around the 23rd of September on a massive drop and literally just bounced right back on. You get to see the MACD looks incredibly strong and moving in the right direction. Volumes looks like it's actually pouring in, and the unbalanced volume looks like it's actually going parabolic. Now when it comes into ADX, it shows in there is a very strong indication a trend is here. Not a strong trend, but a strong indication that there is a trend, and William percent R looks overbought, although it has been overbought ever since the 28th of September, when it was around $10, and it went around 40% above that. Now, on the moving averages, what we get to see is that it's actually extremely bullish. 10 SMA is above 30 SMA, and the stock price is above 50 SMA and 200 SMA. Now we can look into the 1 hour perspective, and this is just merely for the 1 hour perspective. So that's just for the next few hours. You get to see moving averages looks incredibly bullish. ADX shows in a potential trend. William percent R is mixed. Momentum is stable and high, although MACD looks like it's curving up and it's going to test a negative reversal. And when we look at the moving averages, we get to see it's way above the moving average. Last time it's been there was, I would say, between the 25th of August until the 14th of September, and then 23rd of September to 25th of September. But the last time it jumped above the moving average, it dipped right back into it. That's something we can expect. Now, LAC here, stochastic, slow and fast. What we get to see on both is an indication that it's actually perhaps going to see a pullback. Now, how heavy is the pullback? You can't tell by the stochastic, but it just says a pullback. For instance, you get to see here, pullback was seen down and you can see a lower price. But again, it jumps back up, a lower price, up. So basically, it is following a really beautiful uptrend. Now, the question is it going to be following an up? Well, it is going to be following an uptrend, but how heavy is the pullback is the question, right? So on a longer term, this does look like a nice uptrend all the way back from March. And this was the channel I drew last time, and I didn't change it for this video, just to show you where it was. So last time I did mention that around here, it's most likely going to go back to either the middle or the bottom. And what it did was it went to the bottom of the channel. Here I'm extending it. Right on here. It went to the bottom. Now what we get to see here is that it literally just completely broke through that channel, and it went parabolic all the way to right here. Basically, that's what happened. It kind of just flew right on. Now, why did that happen, and what's the expectation for this? I'm going to mention it right after we check for the latest news. So, going quickly here, just before we go to the news, we get to see the massive jump, and to identify what's the latest news coming out of it, we have to first look into institutional buyers. But we get to see that there is no significant institutional buyers. It's just ETF that usually is changed by the end of the month. When it comes in towards news, the last news that I get to see is on the 25th of September that indicates there is a possibility of an offering. So they increased their shelf offering, or their shelf itself, around $500 million. Quite significant. Now, when we go towards the company itself, I did go through the presentation before, so you find that in my previous video. So let's take a quick look into what the price action point is. From my point of view, this only saw this massive jump was because it was really because of another competitor, PLL, and that one went around 240% up after it got halted for quite a little on news with Tesla collaboration. Now, this is the main reason why this one was seeing a massive jump, was mainly because the mining sector looks like it's kind of hot right now, especially for lithium and battery production companies, just because of Tesla's news. Now, do I expect this to continue going? That is a hard question to say, but when you go on through textbook, and I'm saying textbook, technical analysis, right? It usually tells you if a channel is broken that way, it's one of two. It's either that the new trend line that's a new trend line, or it's gonna fall back into the channel. Now, the trend line is literally almost vertical, so, and you don't get to see a very strong indication of trend line, because you need multiple points for a trend line, right? There's 2 points. Here is 1 point. Yeah, that's as much. I mean, if when you do this one here, you're actually breaking into the last candle, so you can't do that. So it looks like the other chance is that it probably will go back to the channel. So you're talking back to eventually back to catch up in the channel. Now, that's why I think it has a high risk in it, and I wouldn't touch it at this point. In fact, that you might be considering if it does dip down all the way between 764 to 1918, then to buy some and hope it does actually continue to be on the top channel. Now, what do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention it down in the comments below. Subscribe and like, and have a wonderful day.